my family. Okay, I don't want to be your family. I hate you fucking people. I hate you! Divorce? Bankrupt? Suicide? You fucking losers! You losers! Okay. No, please just leave me here, Mom. Today, please.
We all have comfort movies that we watch when we want to feel happy. But what about when we can't feel happy? Little Miss Sunshine teaches us that it's okay to feel sad, that it's okay to lose, to fail, to cry, to scream, to be you. The opening scene of the movie establishes everyone's motivation. Olive wants to win a beauty contest. Richard is pushing for his book to be published. Dwayne crosses off dates on a calendar, moving towards his goal of becoming a pilot. Cheryl is desperately trying to make sure that everyone is just okay. Edwin just wants to be high. The exception to this opening scene is Frank. Unlike the rest, Frank's introduction establishes his lack of motivation. So, what is the significance of giving each character their own personal journey? Richard is the philosophical antagonist of the movie. He's so desperate to be a winner that he has developed a toxic attitude about life. He represents what is wrong with the quest for happiness. In explaining Frank's attempted suicide to Olive, Richard speaks of how he gave up on himself. He sees a suicide attempt as losing, which is so incredibly damaging. Both winning and losing imply an extreme and a finality that simply just does not exist in life. There is a poem called Go to the Limits of Your Longing. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Experiencing failure is not the end, in the same way that success isn't always permanent. To blindly chase success shows a complete disregard for where you're currently at, which can be incredibly damaging for your mental health. If you're never happy with where you are, then whatever you become will never be enough. Each character in the film has their own lesson to learn, but the reason why I say Richard is the philosophical antagonist is that his attitude is the very opposite of what the movie is trying to say. Therefore, Richard has the most to learn. After Richard receives the news that he won't be getting his book deal, his dad tells him that he is proud, and that he should be proud for trying something on his own. This goes directly against the grain of Richard's philosophy, but it's what he needs to hear. He needs to be able to accept failure. Richard's dad provides some much needed moments of wisdom throughout the film.
Fuck a lot of women, Dwayne.
Hey.
Not just one woman.
Dad.
A lot of women.
Okay, maybe not that. But if Richard is the philosophical antagonist of the film, then his dad is certainly the philosophical protagonist. Nearing the end of his life, Edwin understands what true finality feels like. As a result, he knows that failure is not the end.
Dad hates losers.
Whoa. Back up a minute. You know what a loser is? A real loser is somebody that's so afraid of not winning, they don't even try. Now, you're trying, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you're not a loser.
Perhaps Richard's most important lesson comes in the metaphor of the minivan. Together, as a family, they are able to get it running. But alone, he can't. This family, like all families, need each other, whether or not they like it, and whether or not they even know it. The irony of it all is that, by the rules of Richard's own philosophy, they are all losers, including Richard himself. While Frank is old enough to be immune to this toxicity, it's Olive that is in danger of becoming harmed. Olive represents hope. She displays innocence by asking Frank how his accident happened. Up until now, she has been oblivious to the fact that Frank attempted suicide. The nature of her own purity and naivety prevents her from understanding how someone would want to end their life. Despite Olive's purity, she is at risk of becoming infected by her dad's toxic state of mind about winning. Olive, while becoming the catalyst for the actual plot, also serves to bring the family closer together. The first time the family show an ounce of unity is to make Olive feel better after her dad gets her worried about being fat. It's a brilliant moment because it's the first time the movie touches on the importance of feeling good about yourself, no matter what anyone else says. Once again, Olive is a glimmer of hope inside this dysfunctional family. It therefore makes perfect sense for her to be the only one that can help Dwayne, after discovering he can't become a pilot. Dwayne hates everyone. He has stopped caring for his family. All he cares about now is his goal of becoming a pilot. Dwayne's attitude to life, while not as extreme as Richard's, brings about its own problems at the detriment of his own mental health. For Dwayne, it's all about the end goal. He induces suffering and sacrifice on himself in order to get what he wants. While this kind of attitude can certainly be admired, when it blows up in your face, like it does when he discovers he's colorblind, you're left with nothing but failure. Dwayne, whether he knows it or not, suffers from the same toxicity as Richard. But like Richard, after the collapse of the book deal, Dwayne hits his own personal low point, and so his growth begins. While other members of the family hit rock bottom throughout the journey, Frank begins the movie there. He has totally lost his motivation to live. Frank begins to develop an acceptance for his situation. Frank's acceptance of his own failure allows him to begin his growth earlier than anyone else. In the opening act of the film, he has a very passive nature about him, as he just observes everybody. This calmness is as a result of his acceptance for his own situation, but also his complete lack of motivation. On their journey to California, Richard boasts to him about his book deal with Walter White. Stan Grossman. Frank starts to mock Richard because he knows that his obsession with winning is wrong. Frank knows what it's truly like to feel like you've lost. The second time the family displays some unity is to push the minivan after it breaks down. They all play their part on getting it back on the road. Dwayne even gives Frank the push he needs to get back inside. And for the first time in the movie, we see Frank smile and be happy. It's such a nice, subtle moment because I think it's a feeling we can all relate to. Not just the feeling of happiness, but the reminder that we are all capable of feeling good from just being alive. That's what true victory is. Not success, but adapting to and accepting the situation that you find yourself in. While he is showing signs of improvement, up until now, Frank is still just letting things happen to him. He doesn't really want to be there, but he's just tagging along anyway. That is until the family arrive at the hotel. They're on the cusp of being late for registering Olive for the competition. And while they are all rushing, Frank is the one who runs the fastest. It was such a brilliant choice to have Frank to be the one to do this. This is a man who, a few days ago, felt so alone, so lost, that he tried to end his own life. And now he's sprinting down the hallway of a hotel to register his niece for a stupid competition. Frank shows that you can come back from the darkest of places. Having shown a very despondent acceptance for his situation throughout the film, he now displays a leveled acceptance for himself, and this brings him peace. The family display their newfound acceptance for themselves by getting up on stage and dancing in support of Olive. Having gotten to know the family throughout the movie, this scene might seem out of character for all of them. However, this scene fits because it is the culmination of all they have learned throughout the film. To answer my original question, why give each character their own journey? Well, what they learn is what the movie is trying to teach us. That's what makes movies so special. We watch characters develop in the hope that we can take a little something away ourselves. So, why I watch Little Miss Sunshine when I'm sad? It's not because the movie makes me happy. It does make me happy. But Sometimes, when you're feeling down, what you need isn't to seek happiness. What you need is to just feel okay. I watch this movie when I'm sad because it reminds me that life isn't about chasing happiness. It's about finding happiness along the way. From accepting the people around you, accepting your failures and shortcomings, accepting your loneliness, accepting your flaws, accepting yourself. And I can't think of a more important message than that.